Thanks to that groundhog, we get to spend 6 more freezing cold weeks here in the studio. Hello, I'm Riley Kapchuk.
And I'm Gonna Good. I'll take this weather any day over all the rain Wales has been dealing with this past week. You're watching LaSalle's Home for the Explorers Athletics, SportsLine.
Welcome to SportsLine. We're back to bring you the LaSalle sports you know, love, and missed.
And later, Dejah goes on the sideline with the captain from lacrosse team, Sam Klein.
But first, let's take a look at our SportsLine top 3.
Number 1, happy National Girls and Women's Day in sports. We celebrated the achievement, leadership and impact of women and girls in sports on Wednesday, February 4th.
Number 2, on February 13th, baseball will be played at home on Hank D. Vincent Field for the first time since May 9th, 2021.
Number 3, our NovaCast Student Athlete of the Week is from the LaSalle Women's Swimming and Diving Team, Tori Fenn.
That's it for the top 3. Now let's see how our teams did in this week's recaps. The LaSalle men's and women's track and field teams competed Friday afternoon at the Penn Invitational, hosted at the University of Pennsylvania's Ott Center on Friday, January 30th. The Explorers opened the meet with a strong showing in the sprints, highlighted by junior Salle Morrison, who delivered a standout performance in the women's 60-meter dash. Morrison qualified for the finals with a 7.71 seconds in the prelims before finishing second overall in the final with a time of 7.61 seconds, marking one of LaSalle's top finishes of the meet. She also made an impression in the 200-meter dash, placing fifth with a time of 24.93 seconds. In the women's middle distance events, senior Neve Moulet continued her strong indoor campaign, placing fourth overall in the mile with a time of 4 minutes 52 seconds against the deep field. Junior Georgia Rose Dolson added an 8th place finish overall, but first in her heat in the women's 800 meters. Dolson crossed the line in 2 minutes and 18 seconds.
On the men's side, LaSalle saw success in the short sprints as freshman Ryan Stankias advanced to the finals of the men's 60-meter dash, clocking a time of 6.387 seconds in the final to place 6th overall. And in the 200-meter dash, his time of 22.22 seconds resulted in him finishing 10th overall. The Explorers also found success in the longer events, as sophomore Melda recorded a time of 8 minutes and 32 seconds in the men's 300 meters. To close out the meet, the women's 4x4 medley relay consisted of sophomore Aduga Iloza, freshman Carlene Lyoni, sophomore Havana Gordon, and Slay Morrison placed 6th with a time of 4 minutes and 2 seconds.
The LaSalle women's swimming and diving team concluded their regular season with a meet against Monmouth University Saturday morning, earning a sweeping win at 163-82. The meet began with an early win by the Explorers in the 200-yard medley relay. Rosalia Martin-Martinez, Carlota Ungo, Felicia Rogel, and Emma Van Selm worked together to get the gold with a time of 1 minute and 44 seconds. Individual finishers included Burin Chilek, who contributed 2 victories in both the 200-yard freestyle and 200-yard breaststroke events. Thilda Stroholm also placed first in the 1,000-yard freestyle with a time of 11 minutes 24 seconds, while Ungo won the 100-yard breaststroke with a time of 1 minute 3 seconds. Tori Fenn continued the winning streak in both the 50-yard freestyle and 100-yard butterfly. Sana Martinez closed out the individual victors with a first-place finish in the 100-yard backstroke. The team finished the meet with yet another group effort victory, placing first in the 200-yard freestyle relay.
The LaSalle men's swimming and diving team was also in the pool against Monmouth University on Saturday, matching the women's team with a victory of 139-122. Starting strong with a 200-yard medley relay win, Dedrick Kozik, Carter Perkins, Felix Jetbrack and Austin Wakefield took first place with a time of 1 minute and 48 seconds. Perkins kept the momentum, placing first in the 100-yard freestyle with a time of 45 seconds and in the 200-yard freestyle with a time of 1 minute and 39 seconds. Jet Brat didn't let up either, earning victories in both the 100-yard and 200-yard butterfly events with times of 47 seconds and 1 minute and 46 seconds, respectively. Kozik also achieved an individual win in 50-yard freestyle, while Blaze Hoffman got the gold in the 200-yard backstroke. The Explorers closed the meet and the regular season with another victory finish in the 200-yard freestyle relay with a time of 1 minute and 22 seconds.
Women's basketball closed strong on the road, using a big fourth quarter to secure a 77-61 win over Duquesne on Saturday at UPMC Cooper Fieldhouse. The victory moves the Explorers to 12-10 overall and 5-6 in Atlantic 10 play. Pittsburgh native Ashley Connor led the way in her hometown, scoring a career-high 26 points to place LaSalle with 3 other Explorers also reaching double figures. The Explorers held the lead for most of the game and pulled away with a 32-point fourth quarter. LaSalle shot the ball well from the perimeter, hitting 10 of 21 three-pointers for its best three-point shooting performance of the season. Connor scored 26 points on 13 shots and was perfect from the foul line, going 11 for 11. Junior Eris McToon contributed 23 points, including 2 three-pointers and 2 steals. Sophomore Joan Quinn made 3 consecutive three-pointers in the third quarter to extend LaSalle's lead and finished with 12 points, while leading the team with 38.6% three-point shooting mark on the season. Ivona Miljanic also added 12 points, going 3 for 5 from three-point range. The Explorers played Wednesday night against Dayton at John Glazier Arena. LaSalle started the first quarter going back and forth in the first, scoring 17 to Dayton's 20, compared to the second quarter, which was all defense with both teams scoring under 10 points for the quarter. Then Dayton went back to how they were in the first quarter, scoring 21 points in each quarter of the second half. LaSalle could not keep up, scoring 16 and 19 points in the third and fourth quarter. The Explorers were led by Ashley Connor, scoring 17 points, and Eris McToon scoring 10 points, with 12 rebounds, which led the team. Joan Quinn also scored 13 points. With this loss, the Explorers' record is now 12-11.
The LaSalle men's basketball team fell 67-58 to St. Joseph in a Big 5 and Atlantic 10 rivalry matchup Saturday afternoon at John E. Glazier Arena. Redshirt sophomore guard Rob Dackery turned in a historic performance, posting a career high with 26 points and 14 rebounds for his first career double-double, while also setting a personal best with 12 field goals made and adding 5 assists. Freshman guard Ashton Walker contributed 9 points, a game-high 6 assists, and a career-high 4 steals. LaSalle trailed 36-29 at halftime as St. Joseph capitalized on hot perimeter shooting and built a lead that grew up to as many as 16 points midway through the second half. The Explorers made a late push behind Dockery, who scored on a driving layup to cut the deficit to 5 with under a minute to play, but key free throws by the Hawks sealed the result. As a team, LaSalle dominated the paint with a 40-16 edge in points, but struggled from three-point range, shooting 3 for 19 compared to St. Joseph 14 for 32. Later, LaSalle jumped out early lead, but couldn't hold on as the Explorers fell 71-61 to Loyola Chicago in an Atlantic 10 matchup Tuesday night at Gentile Arena. Graduate student guard Jaden Marshall led LaSalle with 18 points, moving within 25 points of the 1,000-point mark for his career. Sophomore guard Jaden Johnson turned in his best performance in a LaSalle uniform with a season-high 16 points, 8 assists and 3 steals, while freshman guard Ashton Walker contributed 10 points, a career-high 8 rebounds and 4 assists. The Explorers opened the game on a 12-0 run, with Marshall knocking down a three-pointer to cap the surge and held Loyola scoreless for more than 4 minutes. After the Ramblers responded and the teams traded baskets, Walker hit a jumper at the buzzer to send the game into half-time tied at 30. Loyola Chicago took control midway through the second half, using a three-pointer by Xavier Amos to spark a run that built an 11-point lead with just over 9 minutes remaining, and playing throughout key starters Jerome Brewer Jr. and Joshua Harris, LaSalle struggled to generate offensive down the stretch. Oh my goodness. Too much play-by-play. That was crazy. I got lucky. I was assigned an assignment for a class to write a like a review about a game, and I did the St. Joseph game because I thought, oh, this is a big rivalry. So obviously I got to learn a bit more of the history because I had to research it, and I didn't realize how long the history was. Like it's got back to like the 70s or 60s,
with
I
St.
think.
Joe's?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's quite big. I didn't
It
realize
is.
how competitive, I guess because they both are Philly schools, aren't they?
That and both Catholic schools.
I
And we're
see.
both the closest in like
Yeah.
proximity.
Yeah.
So that's basically how that
An
works.
unfortunate loss then, I guess. But
Yeah.
it's
Saw
a
it coming.
Yeah. It's. I think, well, on the basketball side, they all kind of lost, didn't they, this week?
Yeah.
Which isn't ideal.
Yeah.
Maybe they need a bit more
The
momentum.
women's on away, they played good away, which is usually
Yeah.
different. Usually at home, they're really good at home. But away, they shocked us this year. They're still fine playing on the road.
Yeah, I think like it's always maybe a bit better to be able to win away than at home, because when you're at home you have that advantage, but ideally we want wins all we can. But talking about wins, the swimmer did really well.
They concluded their season again, which is also confusing. I feel like they always have a season, and then it's like, oh,
It's
all done
so
with that,
quick.
and then it opens again,
It's
and then
so
it's
quick.
another, like, a whole different event.
Yeah, because their A10s is coming up next week. I
Yeah,
think.
so I don't really know, like, when's the next swim season? Part
Yeah, I don't
5
think
of the
it is.
year.
But nah, it's cool. I'm glad that they've obviously got that win. They got that win against Fordham as well the week prior. So hopefully heading into the A10, they'll feel confident. They'll feel strong. They'll feel like they've done a lot of work to get to a good spot.
They have.
Yeah, no,
There
they
is
have.
still new PRs being broken every year. There's a new PR. We got
Yeah.
new names being shown. Carter Perkins is a new one. Not new. He's been around, but his name is just now.
He's
getting on
excelled.
everything.
Over the summertime, he went to NC State and did a bit of training with them. So
Well, that definitely improved.
yeah, that
that
experience
definitely
does.
worked off. And then there was track.
yeah, track was good.
Yeah, they
We've got
ran.
similar names coming up again. There wasn't too many people racing this weekend, but I guess like a race is a race, so it's cool that a lot of them showed up.
And when they play, they're playing Penn. When you guys like play, well, at Penn, they're playing at Penn. Who are they playing, like running against?
So with track, it's like a meet. So
Yeah.
it's so that that race was at Penn, but in the race there's people from all like schools.
Yeah, not even Penn.
So it's
That's
not.
what I,
No, there'll be Penn people in it.
yeah.
But they won't be like. There'll be like there'll be everyone. Monmouth, Yale, most random school. It could be D3 to D1 in that event.
Do you know who they ran against this weekend?
It would be random.
It was
I
all
can tell you. Some
random?
people.
There were so many that you
Yeah,
didn't
there'll
even
be
know.
some people who like who are redshirting who do the race.
Yeah.
So it's always a mix. So they have one coming up, and it'll be mix again until you get to A10s or nationals. That'll be more like you'll know the teams better.
What's more exciting?
Probably A10s
Yeah.
always, yeah, because you see them every year.
And then that's when you play with like more schools like all over the country, right?
In
Like,
nationals and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
That's
for-
when you see the
even
big
for like
games.
A10, because I know like there's the furthest A10. St. Louis is A10, right?
Yeah,
That's pretty far.
Yeah, St. Louis is. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
then they can like all come.
It's good because then you
together.
can see that you see people progress from different schools as well.
Yeah.
And you can compare yourself to them for next year or the next meet and stuff. But yeah, when they do a race on the weekend, like there's one this weekend, it'll be random people. Could be people from our A10s conference or just outside. Yeah.
That's fun. Interesting.
Yeah, it'd be good.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, Dejah goes on the sidelines with lacrosse. Stay tuned.
Dear University of...
Thank you for your offer.
To become student ID number 283471.
While I appreciate your desire
For my impeccable academic record,
I must decline the opportunity.
to get a generic degree,
I've decided to tell my story.
To be a student.
not a statistic.
I wish you good luck in the future.
As I embark on mine.
What makes essential workers essential?
We keep where you work and live clean and safe.
We harvest fresh produce for your families to eat.
We help you heal when you're sick.
Essential workers help our nation run. You're in every corner of our country and come from all over the globe. I'm Marty Walsh. The Wage and Hour Division at the Department of Labor helps ensure you receive the essential protections you deserve. Visit our website or call 866-4US-WAGE.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Labor.
Welcome back. Earlier today, SportsLine Dejah talked lacrosse with Sam Klein.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of On the Sidelines. I'm your host, Dejah, and today with me, I have Sam Klein, a part of the women's lacrosse team. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. So first things first, I've been seeing you guys practicing in the cold.
Yes.
How have you been enduring through that?
I will say it's taken a whole lot of adversity and flexibility with the team, but it's been okay. I mean, I think all of us are very fortunate to be outside. We've, been restricted to sometimes 30 minutes outside and then 15 minutes we have to warm up inside. So we've actually had a full hour and a half, 2 hour practice without rewarming this past week. So that's been wonderful, but a whole lot of layers and flexibility has gotten us through for sure.
Yes, the weather was a little bit nicer yesterday, so I'm sure you guys enjoyed that. I also saw you guys out there shoveling snow. How long were you guys out there doing that?
Actually, not that long. Our head and assistant coach were complete troopers, and I think they decided to just sort of put the idea of shoveling on their backs and went out and did it for us one day. We did, fortunately, when the huge storm came, had a plowing company come and clear the field for us that way. But for a while, we only had about 30 yards to work with, thanks to our head coach and our assistant coach. So kudos to them.
Yeah, shout out to them. That's a lot of work. But you've been here for 4 years now, and you're graduating with your master's. Yes, that's amazing. First of all, shout out to you. What kept you here at LaSalle?
I would say the people. That is something actually the entirety of the senior class has discussed, throughout our time here. We have so many memories, and I think the people are what keep us grounded at LaSalle. I think that's true for the entirety of LaSallian culture in general. I think the relationships that you build here are really what make it the most notable, part of why we chose to come back year after year after year, and why I'm gonna tell my kids someday what made LaSalle so special is really the people that I got to spend the time here with.
Yeah, that's beautiful, actually. And what type of appreciation do you have for your coaches? Because I know they make or break a team sometimes.
I am so fortunate for our new coaching staff. We just recently got a new head coach, Kirkland Lewis, and a new assistant coach, Samantha Schwartz, as of the fall. And I am so grateful for just them in general. I appreciate just, their immense lacrosse IQ and knowledge, and more so the culture that they're really starting to build with this team of support. And we have, some core values that they helped us create, and I think they themselves really help to exemplify them as well. Discipline, effort, underdog, pride. And as a player, I feel very prideful and proud to have them as my coaches, and I think that they're gonna have us, bring us into a very successful season this spring.
So you mentioned being disciplined. How do you maintain being disciplined and positive, when you're on these losing streaks and staying motivated in games?
I think discipline is a lot of, leading by example. Myself and the rest of the captains, I think we try to do that the best that we can, but I think it also extends into our senior class, into our upperclassmen. I think the entirety of the team really leads by examples. On our off day, are we outside shooting because we didn't think we had a good shooting day the day before? Are we on the wall because we don't think that our stick work was as pristine as it should be? And I think because of the example that the upperclassmen, the seniors, the captains that we're able to set, I think it's a trickle-down culture. In terms of positivity, I don't think our team really has an issue with that, which you would be surprised, especially going into losing streaks and whatnot, because I think hope is the greatest emotion that any human can feel. It's greater than fear. It's greater than whatever unhappiness and lack of positivity that there could be. And I think we have a lot of happy-go-lucky personalities on the team that even if, we do feel a down type of day, there's, specific people that are really able to uplift that energy, and it's contagious, which is great for our team.
That's beautiful, actually. Have you had the opportunity to mentor anyone being here for the past 4 years?
Specifically, I don't think, anyone in particular, but it's definitely something that I strive to do for the team, even if it's not like a specific mentorship, just like being somebody that the team can look to and look up to, whether that's, for personal conversations, lacrosse-related conversations. That's definitely a role that I hope to be playing for the team.
Yeah. Is there someone on the team that has helped you through the way?
I would say the entirety of the senior class, I think, we're very bonded, and I think that we really help each other. And I would say in years past, I've had pretty good relationships with some of our seniors. I will give specific shout outs to Alana Lathan and Katie Johnson. They were seniors that graduated last year that I think had a huge role on the team that might have been not as recognized as it should be. And I think that this is an opportunity for me to recognize them right now, because I think they've done great things for our program and helped set even the seniors up now in leadership positions for success.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you play in the A position, correct?
Yes.
Could you explain what that entails and what you do on the field?
So A stands for attack. So we're the offensive side of the ball. So there's 4 of us on that, part of the restraining line. I'm not going to use too many technicalities here. So there's 4 of us, and then there's 3 midfielders that go on both sides of the ball. So they play offense and defense. So in total, there are 7 of us attackers playing offense at one time. Our goal essentially is just to put the ball in the back of the net. It's however we can do that, whether it's off of a drive, cut, assist. So our job when we're at practice every day is to sort of figure out the best possible plays and motions and play to everybody's strengths so that we can fulfill our job of, again, putting the ball in the back of the net, because our job is literally to score goals. That is what we're there to do.
So how do you, during practices, working on footwork and stick work, because I know that works hand in hand, especially in that position.
So we have a pretty structured practice. We don't do the same drills every single day. That would get really repetitive and redundant, but we usually have a pretty loose routine. So we'll get into just after warm-up stick work in general. So a lot of our stick work drills are focused more on technicality. We're not necessarily playing against defense or people actively trying to knock the ball or take the ball away from us. So it's more of just like, are your hands in the right positions? Are your arms up? Are you following through? Are you playing at the right game speed type of tempo? So we do stick work drills to start practice every single day to sort of get us going, because as you mentioned, stick work is part of any part of the field. If I can't catch and throw a ball, I definitely can't put it in the back of the net. If defense can't do it, they can't clear the ball up the field, and vice versa. So it definitely serves as a foundational part of the game and something we always start practice with.
Right. So what's something you're looking forward to this season?
Oh my gosh, so many things I'm looking forward to, especially as a senior. This is definitely, bittersweet for so many reasons. Bitter, obviously, because it's coming to an end, but also sweet because I feel like we're in life given very few opportunities to truly know when something's coming to an end and actually having a time limit for when that's coming to an end. So you get to really reflect and take it all in as it's coming. But I think I'm most looking forward to watching all of the hard work pay off, especially between the summer, the fall, winter break now. I think this team is exceptionally hardworking, and we actually get to see what we've put in come out on the winning side of things. And say we worked really, really hard throughout the fall, putting in long hours of conditioning, lifting, practice, and that doesn't always feel like it's worth something in the fall when you don't actually get to play games that are going to be on a record. So getting actually to see this is the fruits of our labor in action.
Yeah. Well, you have many high school achievements. You played varsity for 3 years, started for 2 of them. You were a captain, honorable mention. You just have so many accolades, and that clearly transitioned to here at LaSalle in your 4 years here. So I thank you so much for coming by today. And I hope you guys have a great season.
Thank you so much. You got to come out and watch. Everyone's got to come out and watch.
I will. I'll be there in the cold. We're going to go back to Riley and Gwen.
Thank you, Sam, for stopping into the studio. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we have all of this week's upcoming games. Stay
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back. We have a busy week of Explore Sports, so here's what you have to look forward to. Men's and women's track will travel to Staten Island, New York for the Fast Track National Invite on Friday starting at 12 p.m. Women's lacrosse will have their first game of the season against Delaware State at home starting at 2 p.m. Women's basketball will play at home against Fordham at 1 p.m. on Saturday, and the men's basketball team will play away on the same day against St. Louis at St. Louis, 3 p.m. on Saturday.
Women's water polo will also start their season away at Villanova against Iona at 7:45 p.m. on Saturday, and the acrobatics and tumbling team will compete for the first time at Morgan State, Baltimore. Women's lacrosse will go again on Wednesday, but this time away at Monmouth, West Long Branch, New Jersey at 2 p.m. on Wednesday. To finish off this week's upcoming games until next episode, men's basketball will play at home against VCU starting at 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday.
New sports. New sports we never heard about. Baseball is also starting next week too, isn't it? Next week's
baseball,
the 13th.
lacrosse.
We got baseball. Baseball's new.
Water polo.
Acrobatics new. Lacrosse, that's not new, but that's starting up.
I saw acrobatics practice, by the way.
Exciting.
They were good.
Just about wraps us up for us this week. If you can't make it out to see the Explorers play, be sure to tune in next week for our coverage. Keep up with this weekend's other sporting events by visiting goexplorers.com.
Also, check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/SalleTV and on Instagram at SportsLineLTV. We welcome you to send your thoughts and suggestions there.
For our entire SportsLine team, I'm Riley Kavchuk.
And I'm Gonna Good. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you at the game.